In other news you probably won't hear about from the left, a Jewish boy taunted in shocking case of anti-Semitic bullying at Melbourne schools. Can we guess the two religions that were involved in this? I'm just going to say, just take a guess at what two religions have a big problem with each other. And which one do you think was forcing the Jewish boy to get on his knees and kiss his feet? But let's jump into it. A 12-year-old Jewish student was forced to kneel down and kiss the shoes of a Muslim classmate. Did you guess it? Did ya? Did ya? Did ya? While 5-year-old boy was allegedly called a Jewish cockroach and repeatedly hounded in the school toilets by his young classmates. The two incidents this year, the first involving a 7-year-old boy at a Cheltenham secondary college and the second at a prep school in Thornton West Primary School, have prompted the Anti-Defamation Commission to sound an alarm about what is rapidly spreading crisis involving anti-Semitic bullying in Victoria State schools. So it's not just one incident, it's both. There's two incidences here. I didn't even know about the second one. I just heard about the latest one. So, yeah. Both boys whose parents have asked to remain anonymous have said have since left the school where the incident occurred, with the 5-year-old boy currently being homeschooled. The older boy's act of kissing another student's shoe under the threat of being swarmed by several other boys was filmed and photographed and shared on social media. No disciplinary action has been taken against the group of boys involved in the incident, which took place in a public park. The mother said she was The mother said she was bitterly disappointed by the response of secondary college and the Element Education Department. The school and the department have denied having responsibility for the incident because it did not take place on school grounds, the mother said. Seems like it's a bit of a minefield, this one, and the school system wants to stay a hell away from it. But anyway, I took such offense with the education department because there was nothing they did to protect my son at all, at any point in time. What's cut me up, she said. Okay. Sorry guys, we're waiting for a patch for Star Citizen. The mother sought of the parents of the Muslim boy who were horrified by their son's actions. So the mother sought out the parents of the Muslim boy who were horrified by their son's actions. I'm sure they were. Because, this sort of hatred to the Jewish community is not taught at home or anything. We sat down, his parents, and the two boys and my mother... We sat down, his parents, the two boys and myself around a table and explained the velocity of the bullying and what it meant to us as a part of the FAR as being bridges built between the Jewish and the Muslim communities in society and not creating divisions like the photo does, she said. One of the boys who watched one was later suspended for 5 days for assaulting the Jewish student in the school locker room. The Jewish boy was punched in the face and left with bruises back and had skin gouged out of his shoulder, his mother said. The mother of the 5-year-old boy at Hoffman West Primary said her son was repeatedly taunted and laughed over his circumcised penis to the point where it began to wet himself in the class rather than go to the toilet. The taunts, which the education department said could not be corroborated because they were not overheard by a teacher, led to the school temporarily providing a separate toilet for the boy as a safety plan, although this plan fails on its second day. Does anybody think that the school is making an excuse not to go after the Muslim boy? What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon the school might be covering this Muslim boy? Oh, we can't verify it because we didn't overhear the conversation. The mother said one of the most disturbing aspects of the other children's insults was the way they mirrored the anti-Semitic language of the Holocaust. The words "you dirty something" and "Jewish cockroach" are such cliches, she said. I grew up with a Holocaust survivor. I usually go to the synagogue with my uncle who was a Holocaust survivor, and those words literally were taunted when he was 5. The department conceded last month in an apology letter to the parent that the boy had been laughed at in the toilets by other students on this day and said this was unacceptable because, oh my God, this is causing an uproar. Holy shit, we have to do something. So quick apologize. That's basically it. While school staff were not able to substantiate any of the negative interactions were anti-Semitic in nature, on the basis of those investigations, the school staff identified the incident that involved children laughing at the boy, Department Director Barbara Coe said. This is not acceptable and would have been an unpleasant experience for the boy. I'm sorry that this occurred. No, you're sorry you got caught. But anyway. But the mother said the school made the error of judgment by treating the incident as a general bullying and not anti-Semitism. Why not just say that? Just say this is anti-Semitism and talk about it. These things are the things that happen to different people and different people's religion, she said. The parents have lost their confidence in Hawthorne West Primary School's ability to care for their son and are homeschooling him while looking for a new school. Deborah Abridge, chairman of the Anti-Defamation Commission, said this was part of the disturbing trend of Jewish parents pulling their children out of government schools in Melbourne. There is mounting evidence that families are forced to take their children out of public schools and enroll them in Jewish day schools due to growing sense of insecurity and fear that their kids will be harmed simply because of who they are. It's like we're importing 2 different religions into our country that don't get along. Mr. Abram has been helping the mother of the 12-year-old boy find another school for her daughter because she does not want to send her to Chesterman Secondary College. The Education Department has been contacted for a comment, and they're probably hiding under their desk right about now. Look, at the end of the day, to me, I think this is absolutely disgusting. Whether you're Jewish, Muslim, Australian, English, whatever it may be, I think this is disgusting, obviously. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm really not. And I think that the parents of this kid probably should have a hard look at what lessons they're teaching their kids, because I imagine this is most likely coming from home. So whether it be the father or the mother, someone obviously has anti-Semitism or views or remarks, and obviously are instilling it in the boy. Look, at the end of the day, I think the education department was pathetic in their response, and I think they didn't touch it because they didn't want to be classed as racist. It's victimology, right? Yes, Jews can be victims, but Muslims can be bigger victims than Jews. There's a hierarchy to it all. And I think at the end of the day, the reason why the school didn't act on this was because the Muslims would have been a bigger victim if they had have acted. They would have made out that the left would have lost their shit if the Muslim kid was suspended, for example, right? So they have to look at it and they go, well, okay, we got a Jewish boy and a Muslim boy. The Muslim's going to be the bigger victim out of everybody if we suspend him. So we just pretend we didn't see it. And it was just sort of hoping that water under the bridge. But I don't think they expected the media to get involved. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Look, I find this disgusting. I really, really do. Makes you wonder what sort of shit we're having to deal with sending kids to school. Look, schools have never been, poster boys for lovely and growing environments. There's always been bullying. There's always been harassment. Blah blah blah. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. This is obviously video 2, guys. Third video is also dealing with kids in school for Melbourne, I believe. We're not leaving Melbourne today. We're stuck in Melbourne. But yeah, we'll talk about that video too. So all 3 will be about Australia, guys. But yeah, we'll jump into that soon. We'll see you then. Have a great night and enjoy.